In this video tutorial, I'm going to take you through how to load the Celestion impulse responses into your HeadRush. Now, quite simply, the impulse responses they are actually samples of a couple of the different Celestion speakers. There's a couple of creambacks that they've included here with the HeadRush purchase. So you get a couple of great speaker impulse responses you can load into a cabinet inside of the HeadRush, and now you've got two new sounds to work with. And Celestion has a whole series of these actually that you can download. But it's very simple. You just go to the URL that's listed here. I'm covering most of the serial number up so that you go and buy yourself one. So you go to the website, you pop in your serial number, you give them your email address, you download them, and there you have it. It's very simple. And we're going to go through it very quickly. So what's going to happen is I'm going to sync the HeadRush to my computer, load the impulse responses into that sync, and then redump it back into the HeadRush, and then I'll show you exactly how to load those impulse responses into a rig. Okay, so here we go. All right, so the first place you want to go is you want to go into the global settings. So let's go to the upper right corner, press on the three dots, and now let's go to global settings. And from here we go back up to the upper right corner and we click on USB transfer. And now what it's doing is it's syncing up all of the HeadRush data and is exporting it out to the laptop. And once the sync is done, a new window shows up on your desktop that shows you your blocks, your impulse responses, your rigs, and your set lists. Simply copy the impulse responses into the impulse responses folder. And now what I'm going to do is press the sync button on the HeadRush, and it's going to go ahead and sync everything back into the HeadRush, including the two impulse responses I just dropped in. So this takes just a couple of seconds, possibly up to a minute, depending on how much data you're dumping in there, but it's a pretty quick transfer. So in any case, now it's been brought back into the HeadRush, and let's go ahead and load it into a rig. Okay, now that I have loaded the impulse responses back into the HeadRush, let's go ahead and show you how to load one up, and more importantly, let's have a listen to what it actually sounds like. So what I've done here in this case is I have decided to start with a blank slate so you can hear it au naturel. Very simple. What we're going to do first is we're going to pop in an amp with a cabinet. So I'm going to click on the plus sign here for the slot. I'm going to go to an amp, and I'm going to bring up the Plexi. I'm going to bring up the 100 watt 69 Plexi. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the empty slot here and press on it. I'm going to go to custom IR, default, and now if I double tap on it, there you go. You got your two creambacks right there. So you can select either one. Now what I also recommend doing, because I'm going to do a little A/B here so you can hear what it sounds with and without, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the gain down here. And the reason I'm doing that is because these impulse responses are really hot. And in order to really get a good idea of what it sounds like, you have to do a little volume matching here. So now let's go ahead and have a listen. Okay, so here's what the amp sounds like with the standard cabinet. Right, this is a humbucker, by the way. And now let's switch over to the impulse response. So turn off the amp, the cabinet rather, and go to the impulse response. So you can hear there's a much bigger difference in the way that it sounds. So if you want to go to the other creamback setup, just go ahead and double tap, go in, and now you get a sound like this. Before, after. Probably going to need to put on some headphones and hear it, because there is a subtle yet distinguishable difference. So let's go ahead and go back out. And again, the cabinet. And the impulse response. And of course, you have plenty of parameters to work with here. So you've got your high cut, your low cut, your gain. And here's a neat little thing too. You can combine the cab with the impulse response to get even a thicker sound. So for more information on the HeadRush, be sure to go to ThePedalGuy.com, and also be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit us on Facebook.